What is going on, folks? I just want to share a story with you about how I was able to travel to Europe for free. When I was about 20 years old, my relatives went on a trip from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. Now, this was a yearly trip from my relatives, and I was usually babysitting, but by this time I was old enough to be able to go. I was asked to babysit instead, which I actually took on, and then found out that I had my generation of relatives, family members that were going on a trip. And that actually really hurt me. I was feeling really, really salty about that. Eventually, I saw on social media some of my peers from high school who were in Europe. They both were in different countries at different times. And I told myself, I really want to travel the world. And if I have to do it by myself, I will. Fast forward, I was a transfer student at a university, and there was what was called a peer learning facilitator who was there to pretty much help the students to get acclimated to the university. And at that time, he had traveled the world, and he asked me, my peer learning facilitator had asked me, do you plan on studying abroad? I told him no, because I didn't want to stay in school any longer than I had to. Then he looked at me and said with conviction, you need to study abroad. I said, okay. So he let me know everything I needed to know about the study abroad programs. And he said, you know what, you could just do the program that I did last year. It's through another school, but here's all of the information. So over time, I was able to apply, did a Skype interview and orientation because it was on a different campus. Eventually applied for financial aid. Now, during this time, I had a family friend who let me know, like, hey, if you set up a GoFundMe to get some assistance with the cost of your trip, I will pay for your plane ticket. This was a family friend who was in the film industry, so they were traveling all around the world doing films. So she had a lot of knowledge to share with me. Usually what will cost $1,500 to go one way to Europe cost me $78 round trip. Well, technically she paid for it. So with me going to Europe, to Paris, France, to study for 5 weeks out there to study jazz, cost me nothing at all. Everything was paid for. Nothing came out of my pocket. Nothing came out of my relatives' pockets at all. So I just want to share that I pretty much manifested being able to travel the world. You can find that story in my book, Envision Your Best Life and Live It. 12 mistakes for young adults to avoid, and 12 be-do half steps to overcome challenges that will unleash the power of your imagination. Have fun, folks, and enjoy your day.